Hello everybody and welcome to InfraSpace, and today we are going to be starting our journey by crash landing on a planet and making the most efficient city that we possibly can. Alright, and now that we've spawned in, if you look around you can see that there are these different things on the planet's surface. Now these are resources, so if we hover over them we have iron ore here, sulfur over there, and some copper over here. But for now we need to create a concrete factory, and unlike other YouTubers where they just place down unnecessary amounts of factories, we are going to be doing this in the most efficient way possible. So the concrete production starts with some sulfur mines, and we need 2 of them. Place them just like that, and we will connect a road coming right the way around, following the grid, keeping everything nice and neat. And for every 2 sulfur mines we need 5 sand mines. So there we go, there are our 5 sand mines. And then what we can do is, if we come across here, we can place down 4 concrete factories, and that will all be supported. And finally, if we can find it, we can place down a construction material storage. Alright, and that is the layout done. But if you look here, they're all complaining about power. So what we need to do is we need to click down here for the electricity, and we need to place down some wind turbines. And if you see that sort of circly thing around them, that is the efficiency radius. So if I place one down there, as you can see, this one has 100% efficiency. But if I then go to place another one which overlaps, as you can see, the efficiency decreases as I get closer. So what we'll do is we'll place this one just outside like that, and we'll then connect up both of these towers and bring some power to the people. Alright, and we now have our setup going. But if we click on any of these, as you can see, they are only running at 67% efficiency. All of these, they're not being as efficient as they could be. And the reason for that is, if you look up here, we do not have enough workers. So if we come down to the bottom left, as you can see, we have a population of 20. We only have enough housing for 20, but there are 33 jobs just in this area. So we need to resolve this problem, and we can do that by just simply building some houses. So what we'll do is we'll just bring down another piece of road, and we can just fill this area up with houses just like that. So now our housing has jumped all the way up to 116. Alright, and of course all of these places are complaining about energy too. So we'll just click a power pole and we will connect them all up to the grid. Alright, and now they're complaining about another thing. Now they're complaining about not having oxygen. Alright, and for them to get oxygen, we need to build these, an atmosphere processor. And what they do is every 16 seconds they produce 1 oxygen and 1 carbon out of literally nothing. So they are very advanced technology that we have here. We'll build 4 of them here, and that should support all of our houses, and plenty of houses to come. And now the next thing that the tutorial wants us to do is build a spaceport, because currently no one can actually reach our village. We're just on a deserted planet with no way for anyone to get to us. But of course we can resolve this. If we come into here, we have a spaceport. And for now, I don't really know where the best place to put this is. Alright, so we've placed that down there. It is colliding with a wind turbine, so we'll place that there. Alright, and now that we've done that, all the issues are resolved, and hopefully we should see some people coming out of here. 10 people are ready to move in, and our immigration rate is high. But to get people, as you can see, these guys are the oxygen tankers. So as those tankers drive into these houses, they fill up this bar for oxygen, which means that our people will be able to breathe, which is always something which is very good. Alright, and no one actually got off there, and I think the reason for those guys just driving away is we still need to get water and survival food. Alright, and the water works very much in the same way that these oxygen processors do, whereas if we just build 4 like that, they will start to produce water. It will leave and go straight into these houses. They of course don't have any power either. So yep, we have our oxygen there in the light blue, and we have the dark blue, which is our water. And so now all of our habitats have oxygen and water, and the last thing that we need is survival food. However, the thing is, to unlock survival food, we actually need to research it. So if we hit R to head into research, as you can see, we have farming. And this requires 5 blue science packs. And to produce blue science packs, as you can see, it takes 2 iron and 1 carbon to produce 1. So over here we have our iron. And all of these atmosphere processes, they produce carbon as well as oxygen. That means that we will be able to very easily set up our blue research production line over here. Alright, and the ratio that we have for this is we have 6 blue science factories, and then the next thing we need to do is we need 5 carbon. So we have 4 there, and what we'll do is we'll just chuck a 5th in that corner, so that is our 5, and then we just need 2 iron mines. Now with that is going to be the optimal setup for our research, but if you look here, we have these pink jeep sort of things they're heading in, and those are actually people coming towards our city. If you look, we now have a population of 35. Though we are running into a slight problem, which is we don't have enough workers to sustain production here. We have literally none in this building. This one is only working at 20% efficiency. But with all of these new people coming in, taking their jobs, this is going to go up way faster. Right, and the last thing that we need to add along this strip is a research lab. So we will bring this, I guess we'll just chuck it in the middle, make it easy enough for everything to get there. Alright, and now if we come into the research menu and select farming as our research, we can head back out, and now all of these blue science packs are leaving the labs and they are heading into the research lab. And just like that, we have unlocked simple farming. And just as I say that, we have also managed to reach the same amount of population that we do jobs. So currently everything here is going to be running at 100% efficiency. But for now, we have a few more things that we can research. I'm just gonna say research it all. Everything that we can research, we're just going to research. Yeah, that. I think that may be everything I can reasonably research just with blue science. Alright, and now that we have that unlocked, we need to focus on actually upgrading our houses. And to be able to upgrade our houses, we need to get our survival food production up. And I think I'm going to build it just in this sort of area, so we're going to keep everything to the left of our village. But if we come into here and click on our simple farms, I'm just going to place 4 down, but now we are being warned that there is not enough power in network 1. And to fix that, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add another wind turbine there, and now that issue should be solved. And now we have all of these leaving and heading into the survival food. So this meter is starting to fill up. And we've just completed some more research. We have unlocked green science. So if we come into the research tree, as you can see, these require green science to unlock pipes and different types of roads. And to produce the green science, if we come into here, we actually need to first produce electronics. And I've apparently finished the tutorial. Hooray! And just as I say that, it made me miss it, but our habitat has upgraded to a level 2. So this one is going to in 47 seconds. But yeah, so as we met all of the basic needs, it upgraded and now it has another need. And we've just unlocked the home appliance factory, which is great because we need those to upgrade our decent habitat to, I think it's a nice habitat after that. But before we can do that, as you can see, we have 122 jobs, but only 120 housing. So we are going to need to solve that problem, and we are going to do that by placing down more houses. And this is likely going to cause a bit of a problem, because this is not going to be enough to keep up with this demand. And if you look at that, that is a lot of water all trying to get to the same place. So we will definitely have to invest in some better roads in the future. Right, and now the oxygen is definitely getting here. It's just taking a bit of time, but that is all right with me. And even better, we have plenty of space to expand our housing in the future. Right, but to produce the home appliances, we need to come into here and we need to build a home appliances factory. And that takes 2 electronics and 1 iron. And to produce electronics, we need to come into here and they take 1 iron and 1 copper. That means we are going to have to set up a bit of a production line and area for our home appliances. And what I think I might do, we have our sort of general village over here. So I may actually create all of our home appliances and electronics in this area, and then we'll bring it over to connect back into our main grid. Alright, so what we'll do is I'm just going to create a road going right the way down there. And the most efficient way to do this is we need to have 8 electronic factories, and we need to then have 9 home appliance factories. I've completely misplaced that one. And now this works out because, as you can see, every 32 seconds we produce 2 circuit boards, and this uses 2 every 36 seconds, which is why we can have 1 extra of these while we have 8 of these. But of course, we need some power out here, and what I'm actually going to do is we're going to give this area its very own power grid, mostly because I just can't be bothered to connect it up to the main power grid. That is basically the only reason that we're doing this. But hey, I consider it a valid reason. Alright, and next up, we need to build 2 iron mines over here. We'll grab a road, and we can bring both of those there, and then right the way down. And we are, of course, going to make those corners nice and curved. Because otherwise, the poor drivers may have a bit of a shock as they try to enter into our area. They also need some power, so we'll bring a power line right the way across. So they are now producing iron. So that is now covered our iron, but we also need to get some copper. So we have our copper deposit over here. We can build 2 copper mines, which will connect into there. And we have created a bit of a T intersection, which is not ideal. We may look into putting a slip road on in the future. But for now, I think this will work just fine. Alright, that should actually be the production for this area done. Alright, and currently nothing is working very efficiently because we have 210 jobs, but only 171 people. So this means that both of these mines are only working at an average of 30% efficiency. But despite that, we do actually have some electronics factories mining some stuff. And over here, we have our very first home appliance, which is about to be made. It's running at 99% efficiency. And just like that, we have finally produced our first 2 home appliances. Now we need to take the stuff from here all the way over to our main city. So to do that, I'm going to just do a bit of a road, but I'm going to make it a bit of a scenic road. Now, my idea was to originally just create a nice, interesting road. But then this happened. I didn't intend for this to happen. This does not look like a very efficient roadway. However, you know, it happened. And the cars, you know, they seem to be handling it fine. They've all decided to be smart and are taking the outside lane. But I'm not gonna lie, I would hate to know what would happen if you took the inside lane. Especially when you consider it just kind of comes to an end. But yeah, I was wanting to bring the road out around here, around that deposit, solely so that we could actually place some more stuff around the inside. That was my idea of bringing it around the outside, but I feel like that is just too beautiful to ruin. On the topic of things being beautiful, we have these home appliances heading into our habitats, and now these are actually going to start upgrading, and not many other habitats have actually been going so far. I think most of them are lacking in survival food, so we will have to ramp up production for that. But if we look here, it is now 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and look at that, it is now some sort of triangular weird architecture thing. But it does mean that our capacity has gone from 10 all the way up to 12. So that is going to be a massive boost for our housing capacity. But as I did just say, we need to get some more food going. So I'm going to build a road across there. We'll bring the power right the way across, probably up there. And we will place down some more simple farms. And we'll move that back because that is in a terrible spot. Why are you complaining? What? What if I remove it and then place it back? Okay, that worked. But that should now definitely cover us for food. Although I think our power network is not quite reaching what it needs to. So we are, of course, going to chuck down another wind turbine. Although it is actually looking like it still requires more power. So now, rather than having this as its own sort of thing, we are going to connect it to the main grid, just so this can share the power. But yep, these home appliances are slowly but surely starting to come in and fill everything up. These are all going to upgrade. Alright, and that is where we're going to leave it today. All of our habitats are now these nice habitats, level 3, as you can see. But if you do want to support me, feel free to check out my Patreon or my Discord server. Both of those links will be down in the description below. And if you want to see more content, click in the top right to watch my next video, and I'll see you all later.